Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome to a best of 5 between Clem and Classic. The kid, the world champion of 2024, taking on Classic, the man who keeps making comebacks again and again and again. Every single time you feel like, alright, this is the last time Classic can do it, but no. After he went to the military, he came back. After periods of relative poor performance, he comes back, and once more he's on top of the Protoss ladder, or at least near the top of the Protoss ladder, together with Hero and Max Packs. Tends to have a style of kind of, how would I describe Classic? He is not the type of guy that has the flashiest mechanics. He is not the type of guy that's gonna wow you with his unit control, but stellar decisions, sensible strategies, great planning within a series. Like that is Classic in a nutshell. Absolutely. And every now and again a new build order that we haven't seen quite yet before. Hell yeah. That is what this Protoss player loves doing. Clem, on the other hand, right now is opening up with a I think this is going to be a triple Reaper 2 Hellion type of build. It looks like it's just a double Reaper build because he has lost a Reaper already. So one Adept traded out there against one Reaper. This Adept is going to shade in as well. I think that is a serious mistake here. He's not going to be capable of really achieving anything here. Look at that. Hellions will stay alive. Reaper stays alive and can regain the HP as well, of course. Now, we do need to see a little bit of repairing over here. And that means that you can't really run across the map. The SUV isn't quick enough to repair on the run. Medevac plus mines coming out behind this. So it's going to be a double mine drop, most likely into a Raven. Very standard 2-gas opener out of our good friend Clem. Let's see if these two Hellions can achieve something here. Don't forget, we don't actually have a battery nearby. So double Hellion, 2 Reaper. I mean, if there's no battery, it might be capable of actually doing something, as this first Adept is going to fall. All the units stay alive so far. Hellion might go back home to get a little bit of repairing going. So a third gate gets thrown down here as well. Different type of wall coming out of Classic. So the double mine drop makes its way across the map. We're 4 minutes and 15 seconds into the game. This thing is about to hit like a truck. And once more, Clem's going to take out one of these gateway units. This time it's going to be a Stalker, but more importantly, this Stalker is also being occupied. So what do we really have defensively right now? A battery and 2 Stalkers in the wrong position. That means that Clem is going to be capable of dealing a lot of direct and potentially indirect damage over here. What do we get? Oh, no shots so far. Probes being pulled off the line for a second time. And we get another liftoff. And Clem is just going to keep going with this stuff. Absolutely. There we go. We now get our final pickup. As this mine is going to finish up, we're going to get retargeting as well. And 3 workers go down. First mine shot, very effective. Second mine shot's going to get the connection. We even get the pickup as well. So 1 mine survives, 4 workers killed. And about 35 seconds of mining time in the main base as well. This has been an opener as successful as humanly possible for Clem. Classic is down 10 supply, doesn't have a third base, is trying to get into a prism from here on out and put on a little bit of pressure, but he only has 6 Stalkers and we're already fairly late into the game. He's just lacking the cash right now, let me tell you. Gonna go for an attack here at the front. Shouldn't really be capable of working. Behind is 4 gas, so most likely Templar Archives. Yep, there we go. It's gonna go for that quick storm. Clem is going to be capable of doing here. Tank very far forward. We have 2 tanks. Stim combat already on the way. And here comes the drop towards the main base. Tank in position to help out. Get a blink back. Raven stayed at home, by the way, which is an interesting decision here. 3 more Stalker get produced at home. So I think this is just going to be a committed 2-base play here out of Classic for at least a little bit longer. Saying, hey, I don't think I can hold a third base right now, so I'm not even going to try to hold a third base. I'm just going to stick to this rather low probe count, higher gateway count, and only 2 bases. Mine drops, not going to commit here. I don't think this is going to be very successful because the mine can't really drop, if I'm being real honest. Like, the mine just doesn't have enough here. Now we're going to get a feedback out. It's going to be the end of this medevac. Not loving how Clem executed that. Mine could have potentially gone back in later if you repair it first, but Clem wanted to go right there, right now. Blinking forward. One tank shot, second tank shot. Bunker under some heavy fire as well. The repair comes in. One tank goes down, no stalkers fall, but no SCVs go down either. So, not necessarily a brilliant trade here for Classic. It was fine, but that's going to be about it. Let's not forget, the moment you move into observer mode in the new patch, your observer actually reveals itself. So it is not invisible anymore. Double drops now shading out, or boosting out, or running out. Mine gets sniped, Marine gets sniped, 2 units go down. This double drop is going to be a serious issue here for Classic, as Clem is going to be hitting this third base. Straight in the face, Pylon will get sniped. Forces are nearby, but are they nearby enough? I'm not sure. I think this base is toast, to be honest. And that means we're going to play 2 base versus 3 base in favor of the Terran. Clem's going to send the rest of his forces across the map as well. And on Classic right now to try and figure out a way to stay in this game. As he continues chasing these 2 medevacs, he wants to get at least a somewhat decent trade over here. Blinks in forward, manages to snipe both of these medevacs. That's a start and a half. It's 3 auto turrets go down. 1 Templar with 70-ish energy does get killed there. Raven stays alive and the reinforcement forces also stay alive. No medevacs remaining though. First medevac with the mine drop went down, and then the double medevacs here went down as well. And these are important units that you do want to keep alive if you're growing your bioforce. Quick Ghost Academy coming out of our Terran player as well. Clem is going to be rushing into those Ghosts for the EMPs. Third base for Classic restart, but income-wise this is just going to be such a party here for Clem. He has the double mules that can work on top of the 2 bases that he has. He's actually going to have triple mules because I think this, yep, also is an orbital right now. It's going to float this thing over. 56 workers to 49. I don't really see a way for Classic to get a W here, as the first 2 Ghosts are about to pop. Vikings are being constructed as well. So even a storm push, something that usually I say, hey, this might have some potential. I don't really see how this is going to have potential here. I am just not seeing it. Couple of mines in position. EMP are in position as well. Stalkers will need to run in and try to trigger these mines, but you still have a tank in the back as well. Here comes the Prism. He's gonna get hit. Absolutely terrible control there out of Classic, as he has a fairly damaged Prism in this moment. Viking might try and get the snipe on that Prism if he sees it. Okay. 7 Stormers are here. 2 on the ground might still have Storm. And then 2 in the Prism as well. The single mine managed to run by. Oh, there we go. Get a single kill. Could try to run away, but Clem is just going to leave it here. As Classic decides to run back home. Robo Bay on the way right now as well. So we have a triple drop that's being sent out towards the left side. No vision whatsoever for Classic. No pylons, no fort base, no stalkers, no watchtower. Classic is going to be running back. He might have barely seen it. He's going to barely not see it, actually. Oi, 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 oi. Just missed that. 1 Templar in between the bases is helpful, but probably not enough, as this attack might just get a kill here on this command center. Prism is gonna get sniped rapidly. Templar from the side coming in now as well. No EMPs remaining. No Storm gets cast. As both players probably busy microing this stuff here in the main base. 8 SCVs went down in this battle. Robo Bay did get sniped, so no thermal lens on the incoming Colossus. No extra Colossus being built either right now. This army is kind of in between a rock and a hard place. Needs to be very careful that it doesn't end up getting snatched by this Marauder Ghost Force. And at the same time, this Marauder Ghost Force needs to be careful that it won't get snatched by the main army of Classic. Classic will need to pull back over here. Has 5 Templar and a single Colossus, but we have 3 Vikings. And how many Ghosts? 4 Ghosts as well. So I am having a very difficult time seeing how Classic is going to win a battle here. I am just not feeling it. 2 new forgers on the way. EMP number 1 did not go off, I think. Storm comes in. Big zoning storm. Takes a long time. Clem being pushed back a little bit, as this storm is also going to push this army back. Another storm. And so far, honestly, Classic has been microing this quite well. Another storm connecting with absolutely everything here, as it's storm galore. Clem is... he's kind of getting destroyed here. These everlasting storms are so sick. They're so freaking strong. It is actually insane. However, Clem still ahead right now. At this point, I'd still give him the the winning cards in this moment. But good lord, that was a great fight for Classic, despite the fact that he was down like 15-20 supply. Did not have thermal lens, down in upgrades. Storm by itself, just putting in a lot of work there. Putting in a lot of work there for sure. 2 upgrades coming in. 2 more barracks as well. So we're gonna go up to, I think, 7 barracks for now. Maybe add an 8 at some point, maybe even in a 9. Who knows? Bunker comes down, sensor tower, forward base. Are we building any starport units here? Yes. Vikings are still coming out. I really feel like at this point, when you're so calm at home, just chilling here, repairing seems like a no-brainer to me. Then again, I'm not a Terran player. You know, you lose a little bit of money, but you keep one of your most important units alive. Okay, there we go. He's repairing. Oh yeah, so it's also a no-brainer for Clem apparently. 2 SCVs, 4 SCVs. Just kind of roaming around. Wanted to get some of these SCVs back to normal health. You have a significant Zealot run by here, by the way, but mine plus bunker. Can I guess that it will be enough defensively. Thermal lens now on the way. Colossus on the way. What do we have here? 6 medevacs. 6 medevacs, okay. 6 Vikings. I'm surprised to not see a second starport yet. That's the type of thing that Clem loves playing. Double port. Lots of Vikings, pumping them out. He's going to go for a bit of an army split here. You have Stalkers moving in further forward. Is Clem aware of this, what's going on behind all of this? Can we get a storm? No, we can't. The 5th base starts as well. Clem's being very patient, very careful. Almost afraid of moving out. Not wanting to walk into another 12 storms, because really that's what we're getting here. 10 Templar on the map right now. That is a 20 supply of High Templar. And these boys, they're being split up. They're everywhere. Gonna be tough to deal with. Observer spotted that mine. Look at him not being in observer mode. It looks so weird. It really does look very weird. Fusion core comes in as well. So Clem is still just being passive. I feel like he is preparing for a push, but then he never makes the push out. And he's just kind of sitting back, getting in more CCs, getting that second starport, wanting to get Liberators out, because he probably believes there's going to be a big change of pace at that point. But right now Classic is maxed out, has his own 5th base on the way. 8 gases for Classic as well. As this watchtower is going to get cleared. Some scans forward. Neither player really keen on attacking. Getting this more tactical game of like, where do we want to go? How are we setting up our attack that eventually is coming? Information advantage goes to Classic. Like, he knows more. Classic does not want to move out. We have an initial split here. Towards the left side, we get a scan. This is going to provide a lot of value. Knows exactly where the army is, and it does seem like Clem finally believes he can fight. I don't know what triggered this. It felt like Clem had the exact same army like he does right now, about a minute ago. Like, he was maxed back then, he's still maxed. Yes, his upgrades progressed a bit further, but usually that is not the reason why you want to start moving out. Here comes a Templar run by. This is so nice. This is such a neat little run by. Makes it so much stronger. Repairing bunkers becomes a lot harder as storms here go down. Not really hitting a whole lot at the same time. This army is moving through the middle as a couple of big storms, long storms connecting onto those ghosts. Planetary here is going to get cleared. Can we get some zoning storms on the left? Yep, we definitely can. Look at that. Triple storms on top of one another. Why not? They don't stack, but boy, do they still work. Clem getting absolutely destroyed here, walking into this storm area and leaves without a GG. As this game might have made him a little bit angry. It has happened before that Clem left without GGs. Usually not in the first game of a series though. It usually be after, you know, 2 games. You get robbed twice in a row. You get a little bit upset. I've never actually been robbed. I mean, I've been robbed in the white collar sense. You know, people steal money from me. Teams not paying on time. But I've never been like physically robbed. I can imagine that would feel more upsetting. I'm deadly afraid of burglars as well. It's one of the worst things that I think could happen to me. Like not feeling safe in your house anymore. Like when you go to bed, you're not sure if there's, if someone's there or not. Like I would absolutely hate that. I feel like if that would happen twice, I think I would just move houses out. Like I'm freaking done. So if my neighbors want to get rid of me, they know exactly what to do. Now, I told them this already as well. Like, hey, I hate burglars. If I'm getting burglarized, you don't get your house. If my house gets burglarized twice, like I'm out. So they know they can just, for a small price, they could get me kicked out. This way, I also know whether I'm doing well with my neighbors. If a burglar shows up, it's probably because my neighbors don't like me anymore. I know, okay, I need to do something about that. Improve, the neighborly relations. However that's going to be done. So it's important. Yeah, I can imagine if that happened, like you get robbed twice. My mom once got robbed when she was in Rome. They tried robbing her. My mom is very assertive. And she's in touch, So she felt that I think they were stealing it out of her backpack, like a little camera or something. My mom grabbed this lady, forced her to give back the camera, and then let her go. Or she swirled away or something. I don't actually know. I can't remember the rest of the story. But my mom was with my grandma, so they didn't want to go to the police and ruin their Rome trip, That's the annoying part. It's like when you rob tourist locations, it's very often people don't go to the police and report it, even if they catch the person. Because imagine you're in Rome for 2 days, you get robbed, and then you spend 9 hours dealing with, or like even if it's just 3 hours, like dealing with the police and this garbage, then this person isn't just trying to rob your item, but also actively robbing your time. So I just feel so useless. It's like a lose-lose. There's no winning. And I think you need to pay the price for a better society. It's like, all right, minus 3 hours in Rome, that's fine. What are you going to do? Eat another pizza? Probably, actually. Yeah, Rome was fantastic when I went there. I'd be very upset if someone stole away 3 hours. All right, enough about my life. Let's see what the hell's going on over here. Because Clem definitely did feel robbed. He's opening up with a... I don't know, this is a high ground CC. Was this double gas? This was a double gas opener again, wasn't it? I was like, why is this freaking command center so late? That is 40 seconds delayed for no reason. But the reason is that he has a second gas. Gonna have significantly quicker tech. Gonna be moving across the map here with... What does he have? Cyclone Reaper. It's gonna be a tank in there too. This is a really sick build, by the way. That I've seen Clem play a couple of times before. Look at this. It's going to get these 2 Marines in here. It's the last of the Mariners. It's going to have 6 Marines, a Cyclone and a Reaper on the other side already. And then tank plus medevac show up. And the timing that you want to hit is you want to kind of get an unload at like 4 minutes and 18 seconds on the other side of the map. This is really freaking fast. Your opponent's going to have a single warp in post-warp gate done. Approximately. And then you show up. And usually they have their units split as well, so it makes it even harder. Like that's what makes this build so freaking good. Actually, I have 4 Marines. They're being pretty slow moving over. Viking is coming to reinforce this position as well. And here comes the tank siege up. Battery in the far back. Blink not quite done yet. Are we gonna pull the boys here? Is that what we're doing? It's probably gonna wait until this gateway finishes. And when I say finishes, dies. Okay, Guardian Shield is available. Doesn't use it quite yet. Blink will be available in 5 seconds from now. And here we go. Guardian Shield. Big blink forward. Took a long time to clear that tank. Holy crap. Lots of damage out of these Marines. The medevac gets sniped. Get a blink back right now. Do we have an energy recharge? Yes, we do. Only 50 energy on the battery, of course. Because the recharge got nerfed. I forgot about that. Batteries are so much weaker now with the recharge. As we're going to get a tough fight here for Classic. Classic is getting absolutely blasted. Holy cow. Although, it is low worker count for Clem as well. Let's not forget about that. So, Clem needs to deal some serious damage. There is a second barracks on the way right now. But damage needs to be dealt. Damage needs to be dealt, absolutely. Tank is gonna unsiege, so it can clear everything. Viking gets pulled back, nice control. It's these small control moves that make Clem so good. Like, just keeping this Viking alive so it can get like 30 more shots in. Immortal's about to pop as well. This Stalker is coming here. Now the Immortal pops. Immortal is a big deal. It genuinely is a very big deal. Because it just blasts through factory units. And that's the reality of things here. Still have a Viking plus tank in the back as well. There's really not that much cash for Classic. 37 workers for Clem against the 29 of Classic. This Immortal is gonna die. It's gonna die to the Viking. Viking continues moving in forward. We have a third barracks now on the way. eBay is going to start as well. So Prism starts here too. Please tell me that this tank is just going to go back home, right? Like we don't actually have to continue rallying these units into their death. Viking could make 2 calls. You can either keep it at home for added defensive damage output, or you could send it across the map to try and harass. There's no battery in the main base. So it is something that was viable, but I like keeping it at home actually. I think it is the correct call. I absolutely think it's the correct call. A little bit of extra damage output. It's going to be neat against a little Prism as well, which is probably something that Classic wants to be building. Here we go. Classic moves in forward. Will be forced into pulling back. We'll need to wait for the Prism at least, as Classic once more is going to go into 4 gases. This time a Robo Bay rather than a Templar Archives, but we already have Stim on the way. We have 5 barracks coming out. I think the reality of the matter here is that Classic is not going to win this game, most likely. He's way down in income, like way down in income. He's going to be down in tech, I think, for quite a while. I don't even know if while Stim is out, there's going to be more than 1 Colossus. I think it will just be a single Colossus. It's going to be like 3, 4 tanks. We already have 2 tanks out with a third on the way, so it's going to be like 3 tanks. This is a pretty serious army, by the way. Do not want to undersell that. Ooh! Big blinking forward here. Will clear 2 of the tanks. Loses a lot of Stalkers though. That was a chaotic fight. Now we see Classic trying to just pull back. Maybe seeing if he can jump into a main base. If he can clear Stim here, that would be a big deal. I just don't think he can really do it. He loses a Stalker, kills a Marauder, loses another Stalker, kills nothing. Now the Marine goes down and another Stalker falls. So there was 3 Stalkers for a Marine and a Marauder. Especially if you're being outmined already. That's not a great look. Don't quite understand how Classic is planning on winning this, but he seems to still see a future here, as he's staying in the game for now. Clem's floating a lot of cash, by the way. Uncharacteristically. No gas available for medevacs. This gas is not fully mining. I mean, he's just gonna move out right now, and he's going to... Ooh! He's going to poke his eyes out. That's what he's gonna be doing. Look at this. Big Stim in forward. There goes your medevac. There comes the flank. No concussive shells quite yet, so that means that these Stalkers will easily escape. Do we have charge, by the way? No charge. Okay, so even a Zealot Warpin doesn't really do a whole lot here. But it's just one of these things. Oh, Prism's gonna get sniped as well. -10 supply here. Classic is 73 supply against 120. 73 army supply to 28. And that 73 army supply also has better upgrades. Has the tanks nearby. Now, this is not the full 73, because a large portion is still moving across the map. But good lord, this is looking tough over here. As the tank is shelling away from in the back. We get a big dance and we get a GG as Clem takes game number 2. Classic got completely rinsed there by that quick 1-1 push out. Cyclone tank shenanigans. Clem here is playing on, well, not something similar, but once more a double gas opener. Consistent output out of Clem here with the early game aggression. Ooh, you have a switch up out of El Clasico. Stalker Sentry, double battery. Just playing it safe. It's gonna get a lot of info with that sentry. Did he get a scout out actually? I did get a scout out as well. And then the Twilight Council behind this. I'm still expecting a third Stalker too. And an instant hallucination. It's going to be triple Reaper, double Hellion. So very similar to the first game. And we're once again expecting a double mine drop into Raven as well. At least that's what I'm expecting. I don't know, of course, what... Oh, wait. This is not a starport. This is a barracks. Ooh. Tech lab here. Third barracks. Look at the... No cut actually on these SCVs. Okay. We're gonna go for a 3 Rex follow-up push. With some tanks. Maybe half a Cyclone. Things will start with the triple Reaper double Hellion though. Will not be successful due to the existence of this battery here. Stalker moves into the main base. Don't forget, we also have units downstairs. Yeah, this is chaos. This is the opposite of good so far. Absolutely the opposite of good. And these Reapers are just not going to be capable of achieving anything. Now the gateways are finishing up. We have our first tank on the way. Tech lab as well for the first barracks. We see no eBay. This is just going to be a straight up 3 Rex push, I think. Stim combat, let's go. I think that's the only thing that makes any sense here. This classic adds 2 more gateways. Is this 4-gate blink into Templar Archives? This is a very rare build order. We usually don't see this. Such a high gateway count early on. He's just pretty much planning on staying alive. I guess he scouted exactly what his opponent is doing, so he knows. He's preparing for a push out. Where's his next hallucination? Okay, it's not available. Do we have another recharge? Yes, we have another recharge available. So his plan is to get Templar Archives out, get the Storm, maybe get charge. I mean, Clem is just getting completely hard countered here. Here's this hallucination. Sees no starport, sees no eBay. Like, you know what's happening here. You don't even have to pretend like you're going to be playing an epic macro game if you're classic. Like, why would you take a 3rd base if you're being 2 base all in by someone that is not bothering to tech into Medivacs even, is not getting eBay upgrades right now? Like, this just looks extremely good for classic. Adds in another battery, started Storm already. I think one of those was with a chrono boost on there as well. So we're going up to 6 gateways, charge. Zealots moving out too. Still have the Hellion Reaper on the map. This army is just going to get stopped, and I think now we're going to get a starport. But this is pretty much an all-in timing. Clem has... He's put a lot of effort into this. Let's see what the plan is. 5 Stalkers now moving out. We need to be careful, of course. Reaper, Hellion will come in with the flank. 4 Stalkers against this. Probably minus 1 or 2 Stalkers still. It's going to blink away and recall, I guess is the plan. Blink away and shoot. The next Templar comes in, and here comes the recall. This area is really nasty to walk up on, by the way. Okay, storms are available, as we know. Here we go. Storm number 1 misses. Storm number 2 doesn't really come out. Now we're gonna hit some of these Marines on the side. Given how good of a counter this was, it felt like the execution defensively wasn't that great out of classic here. Still gonna be capable of cleaning all of this up, but Clem behind this does have a starport right now. Did manage to get +1 started too, so I like Classic's position, but I'd like it more if he had a 3rd base already going up behind this right now. And he just had 2 storms that he didn't cast on those Templar. That was very painful. Even Storm on tanks is pretty good right now due to how long it lasts, of course. Stalkers move in. Charge finishes up. The robotics facility comes in as well, and Classic in a very dominantly winning position here. Even wants to attack into this. Not entirely sure if you can do that. With a storm, yes. Without a storm, maybe not so much. Turns around right now with the Zealot Stalker. Starts smacking some of these Marines. Picking forward. Medevac gets targeted down. 3 more Zealots do show up. You get a feedback. Rather than waiting for the storm. And once more, I feel like if storms are here, like this is going to be a very one-sided affair. Storms aren't here. Now they show up. Okay, that's storm number 1. Put more of 2 of these into an Archon, by the way. Would probably be quite helpful. There you go. 2 storms are remaining here. No vision on the high ground still makes this difficult. Clem stays alive. Prism on the way, 6 gateways. 5 more Zealots moving across here as well. This last storm has to be really good, by the way. Like, it actually has to be perfect. And so far it hasn't been cast yet. Where are we going to get it? On top of these SCVs maybe would be neat. Okay, going to go for the Marauders. This is perfect. This is perfect here for Classic. 53 workers to 35. More and more SCVs are going down. Medevac's completely out of energy as the next set of Zealots now shows up. Mines just got triggered onto Stalkers that blinked back. Good control out of our Protoss player as he's just going to be waltzing in here, and taking this W here on Ultralove. Clem getting slaughtered. Cute little try with that build order, but Classic saw it all. He knew what was coming for him. He scouted it. He responded. And although the execution was lacking at times, this is still going to be a big, fat W over here. Scans on the 3rd base. Clem realizes what's going on. He's down. Way down in workers right now. Yes, he has the +1, but he only has 3 Marauders and 1 Marine. His opponent has a huge army. Oh, we're going to get a double dropout. So he moves back and forth, back and forth. I don't know. We get a little dance. We get a GG. And Classic wins game number 3. And after that game, Clem has had enough of it as he switches to Protoss mid-series. He says, PVT is unwinnable for the Terran. Let's see how... Oh no. Classic didn't see the switch of the race. This is insane. He's Reaper walling. Are you serious? He's scouting for proxy Grex. Oh, this is really sad. I feel like when people switch race mid-series, it needs to be like consciously mentioned in the lobby because it is too easy to not see it. I mean, this is insane. This is actually ridiculous. He's playing single gas opener here. He scouted for Reaper proxy as a Reaper wall. Like, this is pretty much a default loss. You actually cannot win anymore. If your opponent opens up with Adept right now, like, Clem just wins 100%. He's like, what the hell? He just goes Nexus before core. I mean, this is legitimately unplayable. He's going to need to get a core up here, second gas, and then he'll need to build the pylon on the top of the ramp, I guess. Oh, I was thinking he needs to wall with it, but of course you don't actually have to wall with it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't make any sense. Like something like Proxy Robo would 100% win. You can just clear this pylon for free. These things, like there's too many targets that you can start shooting right now. Like this is so bad for Classic. It is actually insane. Clem, however, is not proxying, so I am curious what his plan is going to be. This might actually backfire. In that Clem went for a late scout and then without a proxy, which doesn't make a lot of sense. It's really weak against this particular build order. Because you can't really reactively easily go for a proxy anymore from here on out. So now you're forced into playing Stalker Sentry against someone that most likely is gonna throw in some fast stack. Whether there's going to be a robotics facility or Stargate, doesn't even really matter because the Nexus is just a full minute quicker, right? We're not even seeing Adept, third pylon coming down as well. And what started as probably unplayable for Classic now is starting to turn pretty poor here for Clem, to be honest. Like this is not at all what you want. Stalker moves out. Like all we need is a battery. There's no wall. Like if it was an Adept opener, if Clem had just seen what was going on and started Adept, I think the game just ends. Like legitimately, it would have just ended. Stargate, Adept, Clem just didn't at all respond to what his opponent was doing. Like, you see a second pylon on the low ground and the first pylon is a Reaper wall. There's a single gateway. There's going to be one Stalker against 2 Adepts. And then it would have been 4 Adepts against a Stalker and a Sentry. Like, without a wall. Like, you just kill every worker here. So, very poor response so far out of Clem. Didn't go for a proxy. Didn't go for Adept Shade Buys. Could have just picked up a free win here. So that is definitely not great. I cannot believe that Classic didn't know his opponent was playing Pro, so that is crazy. That is actually ridiculous. I think tournament organizers need to be, like, it's fine for people to switch race, but it needs to be very clear to everyone involved. And just switching the race in the lobby, I feel like is... You could say that Classic, you know, as a professional also needs to pay attention to that. But I feel like it's good to... Like, games like this shouldn't happen, in my opinion. I think this is weird. Alright, we're going to get a bit of an attack in here. Decent set of force fields out of Clem. We do get another recharge here on the Sentry. That might actually mean that Classic's going to be in a little bit of trouble. Does not have a whole lot of energy anywhere. Does have 5 Stalkers and could potentially get some okay trades here. Oh wow, that was not the greatest Stalker control, I'm not going to lie about that. I think attacking the Sentry here might have been a better call initially. Yeah, now he's going to go for it anyway. Keeps switching targets this entire time. Not a huge fan of that, but Stalker and Sentry will end up falling. Overall, this was a very decent trade here for Classic, who's still up about 7-8 workers. We have no Adepts on the map quite yet. It's going to be Blink, skip on the robotics facility, 3-8 Blink actually. Get an instant Nexus out of Classic, and a Dark Shrine here for Clem. The instant Nexus plus Robo is an interesting one. I guess there's 3 gates as well, so that should be good enough. Gonna get 4 Stalkers, 1 Sentry against 5 Stalkers. There is, of course, a battery nearby. Neither player right now has Blink. Both of them are starting it. I mean, this is... this move out of Clem is pretty wild. I do not actually think you can fight here usually. Oh, missed force field. That was absolutely a missed force field. Luckily, Clem turns around and gives his Stalker to Classic. Pylon gets thrown down over here. Hallucination has spotted the Dark Shrine, so Observer should come out. You have a couple of Stalkers, 7 Stalkers. Versus 6 Stalkers. Battery on the way. I wonder where you position your Observer here. I think this is the correct area usually, where you put your Observer, and then you get a second Observer to your main force. Just important that you kind of hold this area down. It's one of the more important things. The Nexus comes out right now for Clem as well, and this Dark Shrine will need to start doing something. Let's see what these Stalkers are up to. Coming in from the side. Blink is finished up. Not for Classic quite yet, by the way, but he's up 8 workers, so I think he'll be fine. Here comes the Dark Templar. Overread this Pylon. Yeah, this is nice. I like this DT coming from the side. Many people don't like going to a third base with a DT to get 1 or 2 kills there, because they want to get in the natural and the third and the main base, right? Because then you have 2 bases that you can go to. And if the Observer is not in position, then that's great. But Clem says, hey, you know what? I just want a little bit of damage. And that's actually quite neat. It actually was quite neat. Here comes the DT in once more. I mean, I feel like trying a second time is almost disrespectful against high-level opponents. It's like, there's no way that should work. Especially not if you're also... If you're not even doing anything anywhere else, you know? Hey, that's not how it works. Okay, we have a 4-Stalker split off. That's because with 4 Stalkers you can one-shot probes. These Stalkers are going to go into the natural. Let's see how this is going to turn out. 98 to 92 supply. Clem is actually neatly pulling back into this game. Yeah, he took some, played a little bit more risky perhaps than he should have, but this is a good blink in forward. He's very aggressive. Manages to snipe nothing here, and we'll get the blink away. Forward base on the way right now for Classic. You have these 4 Stalkers on the side. Clem is playing really neat. His Stalker control is actually very good, but his gateway count is quite low. He's trying to add those in right now. He's gonna get a forward base himself as well. Clem is just quickly rotating from the left to the right, from the left to the right. Back and forth, back and forth. As Clem is playing this quite careful. Ooh, blinking forward, Classic. Don't think you can do that. You're down an upgrade, you're down in Stalkers. It's gonna be quite a losing fight here for Classic if it continues. Stalkers on the left side also continue fighting here, but 1 Stalker does go down. Clem achieves absolutely nothing. Classic still up 20 supply. So the moment our good Korean friend decides to move across the map, even if it's just going to be with 2 Immortals, like, I have a tough time seeing how the hell Clem is going to hold that. I am not really seeing it. Like, this is split armies for Classic right now. He's winning every battle with split armies. Hey, that is not good. Prism does manage to get in between all bases. I'm not sure if Clem saw that. Has he noticed it? We go up to 9 gateways for Clem. Stalkers now start moving in forward. In one big chunk. I think you can almost blink on top of that, to be honest. Triple Zealot run by comes in. Yeah, you absolutely can. He's just gonna move in, get the Immortal kill. That's a big deal. Classic continues chasing this, but Classic is losing quite a bit of supply here. Clem is getting closer and closer. Clem is unironically outplaying Classic here. Like, Clem had a significantly worse early game, later third base, much later natural. But Clem with these Stalkers, and he's fast as hell. He's just playing a 3-gas Stalker Zealot. It's going up to a forward base. We now get a Zealot warp in into his opponent's main. It's 4 gas. I said 3, but it's 4 gas. Sorry. It's going to go up to 10 gates here as well. Supplies are getting pretty even. The quality of the army is not super even. Like, the thing with Immortals is that they're not great defensively, unless you're being all in. But against like this type of multitask, they're not necessarily great. Immortals are really good when you're attacking into someone, because then they're forced to fight into them. You can just guide away. Like Immortals are pretty slow, not very mobile. That tends to be their main weakness. So seeing like extra cannons being added in, just more like the moment both players max out, Clem is in a world of trouble because he's on a timer. Like he needs to do something. He might be capable of doing that just now here. Say he moves in further forward. Goes for a right click on this Nexus. Big blink out of Classic. This base can be rebuilt here. Clem's losing a little bit of supply though. When I say a little bit, I mean quite a bit. Clem's losing a lot of supply. Blink Stalkers could move in forward here. One more big blink. No, it's not gonna get it. Forward base gets rebuilt. Zealot run by over here onto this cannon. We get a big warp in over here. Yes is the answer, says Classic. So, 3 more Zealots do come in. We'll go for these workers. 158 supply to 143. +3 on the way for Clem. +2 for Classic. Now starts his +3. Here we go. We're going to get a bit of a fight. 3 Immortals in the back. Not necessarily contributing a whole lot. The problem is that this Prism cannot actually help out in the battle. So reinforcements could be a problem. Probes are being pulled off the line here as well. 12 already going down. I think a lot of that is in the main base. Indeed it is. 23 workers here are falling as we get a blink in on top of these Immortals, but I just don't think this is going to be good enough for Clem. Even if Clem manages to survive here, he survives down 20 workers. He survives with his main base in shambles. He survives in a world of trouble as these Stalkers will need to blink over in order to get to safety. Hell yeah, there we go. Oh, get another set of Zealots. Oi, 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 oi. This is actual pain. This is actually pain. Clem played so well. Clem played so well for so long. Like, he was on the verge of coming back, but it's still even eco, and Stalkers, you know, you have the mobility, you can make things happen, but they just don't pack the same punch as Immortal Archon in these battles. And Clem, as a result, had to pull a lot of workers, was not ready for the Prism in the main base, and right now is just in, yeah, honestly, a world of trouble. Behind all of this, by the way, we see Classic continuing to kind of craft a better army, and Clem wanting to stay on that really mobile type of force. Like the Stalker, the Zealot, making plays happen. And it's nice to make plays happen. You probably have to if you're down this far, but it's going to be tough to make plays happen if you're almost even in Stalker count. You're down 2 Immortals. You're down an Archon. You're down, well, at this point, only 6 workers. Clem is fast at building those workers extra, let me tell you. But, I mean, army supply-wise, this is going to be tough once this money gets spent, right? And with +3, we're going to get another attack most likely. And I don't really see how Clem is planning on dealing with that. Single Zealot run by comes in. We have a Zealot that's added running here into the cannon. Clem has no cannons defensively. Okay, 1 cannon defensively here at least. Nothing in the main base either. So that main is still pretty vulnerable to potential attacks. What else are we going to get here? Okay, 2 more Templar. A few more Stalkers. See what our French Pearls player can do. Not much. He blinks back. Rotates over towards the left side. What is this base doing? This is number 4. Zealots also get split off over here. This Classic is going to push this back. Has a lot of cash in the bank, by the way. 1,500 minerals. This is the equivalent of about 30 supply. Yeah, warps in 10 Zealots instantly. These 2 Zealots, however, are going pretty strong. Clem here, almost base trading. He's attacking in 3 positions at the same time. He's doing a darn good job at it. Now Clem is the one that's up in workers, and it feels like Classic is actually kind of all in. This Prism is going to be very important. Without this Prism, this push could just die to Zealot warp-ins eventually. There's only 2 Archons, which isn't a crazy high number. Okay, we're going to get 2 more Archons, which I think is the correct call. Up to 4 Archons, these Zealot attacks tend to be a little bit weaker, and also Classic just has so many Zealots himself, right? Oh my god. He is rich in Zealots. If Zealots were a currency, then Classic would be the richest man in this game at least. He'd still only have 19 of them, so it's not a crazy amount, but he'd be capable of paying his bills, let me tell you. He runs in over here. We get a base trade out of Clem, but I feel like this is a desperation-based trade. This is not a serious attempt of trying to win this game back. This might be a little bit more serious, though. These Stalkers and Zealots here right now. Classic's already entering the natural as well. Gonna run into the main base. Classic is the player that is still gonna be warping stuff in. He's running away with probes. Clem is still just active over here. Like actively mining. We get a DT defensively, but Observer is nearby to help out. Yeah. I mean, Classic just has 105 army supply against 73. The quality of the army is significantly better. Clem forgot to run his probes away. Just has a single probe over here, which means he will be forced to attack into his opponent, right? That's just the reality of things here. Like, if Clem doesn't attack into his opponent, then he's just going to get outmined by the 10 versus 1 worker. Or however many workers this is, 6 versus 1. Like, that's 6 times the eco. It's pretty significant. Get another Templar warp in here as well. And I think we can get a Nexus out pretty much anywhere we want. I say here is fine. As this base is still alive as well. I mean, Clem is absolutely dead right now. I think even this portion of the army would be difficult. Nah. Okay, if you have this portion and this portion together, Classic wins that fight. And this army by itself is insane as well. Like it's just... Hey, Classic's up for the army supply. This next is going to go down. GG gets called. As Classic is going to win the series 3-1. 2 games against Clem's Terran and 1 game against Clem's Protoss.